Hey everybody, my name is Clint McPherson. I'm with United Insurance. I've been in the market for about 5 years now. I specialize in Medicare and supplemental products and also Advantage plans. Today we are going to discuss a little bit about buyer's remorse, or basically what that means is why certain people will cancel their Advantage plan.
I don't know why I'm chopped liver, but my name's Damian
I'm
Delisser,
sorry.
and I'm with United Insurance as well. Been doing this for about 20 plus years, and I'm looking forward to discussing why people cancel their Medicare Advantage plans with clean tone.
So basically, Damien, I get a lot of clients who call back maybe 6 months after they sign up, sometimes even 12 months, even though I'm always reaching out to them, and they're like, well, you know what, Clinton, I didn't like my doctors that I had to choose from. Or I didn't like how much I had to pay for my medication.
Yeah.
Is there anything that I can do? Or is there any changes I can make when it comes to this? Do I have to get a different plan, or do I need to just stick with this plan for the remaining of the year?
Right.
So my question to you is, are there choices for our clients? And also, what are the best ways that you would explain that to one of your clients?
You know, the one thing I experience, I don't know about yourself, but for me, my clients tend to be, when they get to the watering hole with their other friends, or they're playing tennis or backgammon or whatever they're doing,
Right.
they are very, very quick to judge what their peers have and what their peers think of what they have.
Okay.
So, you know, a lot of times it's just misinformation. People are hearing about what their friends have, and they don't even realize they have the exact same thing with what we set up for them, right? As far as, you know, you brought up a great point. Medication, that's our make or break situation. So if someone is having an issue with a medication being more expensive than they initially thought, then they weren't telling us the right medication, or whoever was helping them, unfortunately, didn't type in the right medication, because that's kind of cut or dry.
Okay.
As far as networks are concerned and the doctors, you and I both know we have no control. If
No
a doctor
control,
opts
yeah.
out of the network, you're kind of in that position where, do I follow my doctor and get out of the plan? Do I stay in the plan? You know, those things are going to happen. The bottom line is this. If somebody is unhappy with the plan, there are ways for them to switch out, which is one of your questions, and that's with OEP, open enrollment period.
I was just going to ask
January
you about that.
1st to March 31st, we can switch them to a like plan that their doctor's a part of.
Right.
But while we're on the subject of buyer's remorse, I was going to ask you if you've experienced some of these things. Have you ever had clients call in and they're just confused about the product, or they feel like, you know, now that they got the product, they didn't understand that it replaced Medicare, or they're not understanding? Like, how do you deal with those clients? Because that, to me, is one of the biggest obstacles I deal with.
That's huge, because I really don't like using that term, replace Medicare.
Right.
Because it frightens everybody
I agree.
when they hear that word.
Right.
And technically, it really, to me, it doesn't replace Medicare, because Medicare just becomes your bodyguard at
Right.
that point.
They're making
Medicare
sure
is
that they're
making
paying it.
sure that, and I want everybody watching this video to understand this, Medicare is watching over everything for you. So you're not losing your Medicare. You're just putting Medicare as like a supervisor over your management.
That's a good way of putting it.
So I just want everybody to understand that, because when they hear the word replacement, it's like, oh my God, I don't know if I want to do this. And then they have to take a step back, and then we have to re-explain everything to them. But to jump back on your question, a lot of things, what I try to do is, number one, make my client comfortable.
Yeah.
By explaining exactly how the process works. Because once somebody understands something, the fear factor gets eliminated a little bit there.
Yeah.
And also, what you already touched on, medications, the doctors and the doctors network. Make sure you're getting the accurate information from your client.
It's not the PA, it's actually the physician, right?
Yes, we got to put in the right information so that we can advise you the correct way.
PA, by the way, is physician assistant. So, you know, I agree with you, and I think that's a great explanation of how you went into it. When I'm looking at people and they call me in on the phone, and they're saying things to me. I'm like listening to them, and I'm thinking to myself, were you in that conversation with me about 60 days ago? When we talked about all these different things, like I gave you dental, I gave you vision, I gave you hearing, I addressed all your doctors, I addressed all your issues. So why are you so like angry right now? Why are you so frustrated? And 9 times out of 10, an agent called after me.
Right.
They weren't exactly truthful with the client. Unfortunately, it happens, right?
It happens a lot.
Okay. They saw something on TV with a famous person like Joe Namath or Theismann or one of these other celebrities.
You got confused.
They get confused because what they're doing is they're talking about all of, you get this and you
The
get
highlights.
that, and, you know, the heavens open up. And
Yeah, they discuss all the highlights, but they don't go into the details.
They don't cover the negative, the meat and potatoes of why you got that policy,
Yes.
why we put you in that policy. So you have talking bad about the product because they're wanting the sale and they're not thinking about the client's best interest, right? You've got people on TV soliciting your clients saying that they've got the greatest things in sliced bread. You got their peers, and then here's my last one. The doctor doesn't like the plan. He's in
A
network,
lot of factors.
but he doesn't like the plan.
And why is that? Why wouldn't the doctor like a
I don't know,
specific plan?
Clint. Why wouldn't a doctor like a plan?
I really didn't want to go to it, but sometimes they don't like the way that carrier plan handles their paperwork or pays out.
Oh, so it's about money is what you're saying.
It can be, yeah.
Wow.
Or it could be the amount of work that doctor has to do to make sure that they get paid.
Right. So basically what you're saying is when a client goes to a doctor and a doctor badmouths one plan but doesn't badmouth another plan, is that in the best interest of the patient or the doctor?
That's always in the best interest of the doctor because they're looking for convenience.
Exactly. So that takes care of that. As far as an agent is concerned, I think us having our website, myunitedinsurance.com, for people to go there as a resource, a non-biased entity, it's strictly information-based. Meaning
Yes.
you can dive in and look at anything you want to look from your perspective and find information and literature to support what we're telling you and probably what other agents that are doing the right thing are telling you. I think that's big as well.
It's huge. And it's also free for you guys. This isn't something that we're charging you for. Our knowledge is yours to have for free. So I think that's a great resource.
Knowledge is power.
It's very powerful.
What about, let's talk about a big one. What about when you're wearing a black eye for what the person did before you? Like you've had that. I know you talk to people all the time. They had an agent that, oh well, you use the words, I won't put words in your mouth.
Well, I mean, listen, we know what this industry is. You've been in it way longer than me. I don't consider myself a newbie, but I'm still pretty new compared to your experience.
We're all learning.
But we're all learning. And unfortunately, things like that happen. You get on the phone with somebody or you meet somebody that's had a bad experience and they have a bad taste left in their mouth. So
100%.
they don't trust you.
Nope.
They don't trust anybody.
Nope.
Even I can tell Miss Smith, hey, listen, my director or my mentor, he's been in the industry over 20 years now, and he can answer some questions for you. Oh, well, I don't know if that's true or not. I don't,
Right,
so
right.
it comes with I just think it comes with the business, and you have to just do your best to make everybody feel comfortable. That's just my strategy. I'm not going to push anybody to do something that they don't want to do.
Out of their comfort zone.
Yeah,
Right.
that just makes the situation worse.
You know, the thing is this, right? At the end of the day, we're brokers. So no matter what people choose, we're getting the same thing in return. Like we
Correct.
have no vested interest in directing a client one way or another. We're in
Right.
the best interest of the client, right? So when you see a client that's honestly just confused or angry, I take a step back and try to put myself in that person's shoes and say to myself, okay, hey, you know, if this was my mom or my dad or my uncle, what would I do to appease them in this situation? And the
Right.
bottom line is, at the end of the day, we're human beings and we're just here to help another human being. And we got to divide through all of the other stuff that's out there, get rid of all the other noise, and just put the person in the best position to be at ease. If that means canceling everything, by
Hey.
all means, you know, you move
Yeah.
away from it. So, listen, we wanted to thank you guys for coming today. What we'd like you to do is if there is in fact ever a confusion, or if you ever think about canceling your coverage, give us a call first, 800-339-4112, or go to myunitedinsurance.com and do a little investigation, because you don't want to make a decision that then locks you out of something that you really didn't realize how good you had it.
Absolutely.
All right? So we thank you for your time. We'll see you guys soon.